So now we shall start the session. So I hope that you people are seeing the window, right? Okay. So today class we shall start the last topic, that is the last part of the model number 1. Sorry, model number 2, optical fiber joints and connectors. So in this particular diagram, I can able to see that optical fiber joints and connectors, how it will be looking like. So in this particular left hand side, one user is trying to connect and they're trying to test the process. And remaining things in the right hand side diagram, you can see that there are some threadings are there, so that you can rotate and you can fix it. So inside that particular threadings and all, there is a optical fiber. The white color, what are the things which is visible to you? So those are the optical fiber which are inside. So we will be using the connector points and we're going to connect them. Okay. So now when we are discussing about this particular fiber joints and all, so a wide variety of optical fiber connections have evolved for numerous different applications. So here only the thing is connecting is the one thing and coupling is the next thing, and isolator, circulator, all those things will come into picture. So now that means for different applications will be there. So fan-in cable, fan-out cables, distribution cables. So all those things we are discussed in the topic number 1, that is model number 1. So there what exactly happens when it is a distribution cable, so power will be distributed. So wherever you need a what do you call that tapping, you can fix the connectors and you can tap it. Wherever you want the end applications, you can use the fan out cables. So it is a well-known concept for you people. So that is why we can say that a wide variety of optical connections have evolved for numerous different applications. So thus uses a range from simple single channel fiber to fiber connections to multi-channel connectors. So that they see when we are talking about numerous different applications. So here the usage will be from the very single and simple channel fiber, a simple single channel fiber to the multi-channel connectors. This is the range we are talking about. Okay. So that means for connectors, that means what when you are talking about the connector, one single fiber, one connection is a very simple primitive version. So now the higher version is what multi-channels will be there, and in that particular all multi-channel things together, that is what the multi-channel connectors. There is a range what we are discussing. So now when we are choosing the fiber connectors and the fiber couplers and all, so that particular process, that particular things also should be having some common things. So some of the important requirements. So what are those particular requirements and all if you are seeing? You can see that the first thing is what the low coupling losses. That means what when is coupling from one thing to another. So coupling losses should be less, and interchangeability should be there. Ease of assembly should be there. So ease of assembly means what? Whatever the things which are going to take it and multiple parts, we are going to make it a single working module. That is called assembling, we say. So it should be very easy. So it should not be troublesome that you do that process, you do this process, you tune this one, you tune that one. No, you just take it and you just put it in a correct way. Then it should be fixed. That particular process is called as what? Ease of assembly. And a low environment sensitivity. So environmental sensitivity should be low. So in the here environmental sensitivity means what you call for that temperature change, humidity change, climatic changes, raining, fogging, everything will be environmental parameters. Those environmental parameters should be those environmental parameters it should be very insensitive. So next thing is what the low cost and reliable construction. So whatever the cost we consider, that should be of low cost. Okay. So once it is a low cost thing, so we can go for it. Once it is a high cost, we cannot offer it. That is the problem. And the last thing is what ease of connection. So connecting things will be very easily maintained. So you can make a note of this principal requirements. Principal requirement. The first thing you can make it low coupling losses. See, they will be asking, explain about fiber joint, fiber couplers and all. So what you people will be doing? You people will write that what is fiber joint, fiber coupler, all those things you will write. But you have to write the principal requirements also. Once you write this particular principal requirements and all, then it is correct. Okay. Then the answer will be completed. That is what the condition. So low coupling losses, interchangeability, ease of assembly, low environmental sensitivity, low cost and reliable construction, and ease of connection. And ease of connection. So these are the principal requirements. We'll move on to the next thing. So now here optical fiber connectors may be considered in three major areas, which are, again go to the slide. So here optical fiber connectors may be considered in three major areas. So here fiber termination. The first area is fiber termination. That means what it is, the ending. Okay. So fiber termination, which protects and locates the fiber ends. So wherever the fiber is there, so that particular fiber end, we need to do the protection. That is called fiber termination, we say. So we cannot leave the fiber as it is. So if we leave the fiber as it is, what exactly happens? When you're talking about the distribution cable, okay. So one particular main line will be there. So from the main line, there are around 10 distribution cables have been taken. So now if you don't end the main line properly, so what exactly happens? So whatever the power which is there, that will flow out of the main cable and we are going to lose the energy. So that is why, you see, that is why we need to terminate the fiber ends properly. So if you don't do it, then we are losing the energy. That is why we need to terminate properly. So you may think that fiber termination, what is necessary of fiber termination? So we can leave as it is. If we are not using, we can leave as it is. So that is what the mentality. But the thing is what there are some applications which requires a termination properly. That is what we need to take into consideration. The second thing is what fiber end alignment to provide optimum optical coupling. Fiber end alignment to provide optical alignment. So your optical alignment is what? Whatever the signal, whatever the signal we are passing. So here what exactly happens is, if the alignment is, end alignment is proper, if the alignment is not proper, then the fiber axis is a core axis is there. So that particular core axis is a mismatch. If it is a mismatch, then what exactly happens? The wave will not take the required angle of incidence and angle of reflection. If the wave is not taking proper angle of incidence and proper angle of reflection, then we are also going to lose the energy. In order to avoid that one, fiber end alignment should be maintained properly to provide optimum optical coupling. Can make a note of it. The optical fiber connectors may be considered in three major areas, which are fiber termination, which protects and locates the fiber ends. Second thing is what fiber end alignment to provide optimum optical coupling. The third thing is what outer shell. So outer shell which maintains the connection and fiber alignment. The outer shell which the outer shell which maintains the connection and fiber alignment, protects the fiber ends from the environment to provide adequate strength at the joint. So you can make a note of it, all of you. So the outer shell which maintains the connection and fiber alignment, protects the fiber ends from the environment and provides adequate strength at the joint. So I hope that you will have taken this one. We'll move on to the next one. So when you are moving to the next one, we will have the connector types. So type of connectors. So here in the type of connectors, that is the first type is what screw on. So that means what we are fixing the optical fibers with respect to the screw process. Okay, screw process. So next thing is what twist. So that means what two fibers, if you take it and twist instead of using the screw. So twist if you are doing, so then also that will get connected. That is the second type. Third type it was snap into place. So that means what you just take that one and you put it in one place, it will get connected. That is called what snap into place. So now in this particular three types which are most commonly used. So most commonly used types are snap on and twist on types. Okay, so snapping, that means what keep it in a one particular place. That is the most commonly used. And the second one is what twist on. So two fibers you are going to twist it, else you are twisting the fiber into the connectors, it is getting connected. So these two things are most commonly used because screwing and all it is a complicated process, so we will not prefer that one. Because in screwing also what exactly happens, some problem may happen, some damage may happen, that is why we will not use it. Please make a note of it. So once you take this one, we will move to the next one. That is, the fiber connectors may be separated into two broad categories. There is butt joint connected and expanded beam connectors. So two things, that is butt joint connectors and expanded beam connectors. So what is this particular butt joint? That means what one next to another. So that is called butt jointed connectors. So this particular type of connector rely upon alignment of the two repaired fiber ends in close proximity. so to each other, so that the fiber core axis coincidence. So that means what, two fibers are there. So those are prepared. That means what, there is a provision of connecting. So once that particular provision of connecting is already there, so if you take two fibers in the very close proximity, their core axis will coincidence. So once coincide, so when the core axis are coincide, the whatever the information, whatever the signal which is passing, that particular signal will get in the same axis, so that there will be no discontinuity. So that particular thing is called what, butt jointed connectors. So next thing is what, expanded beam connectors. So this expanded beam connectors utilize interposed optics at the joints. So here interposed optics means what's the lenses we are talking about. So in order to expand the beam from the transmitting fiber end before reducing it again to a size compatible with receiving the fiber end. So your expanded beam means, so what exactly happens here? There will be lenses. So that means what, there is a reflection. One particular fiber will send a signal out of it. So once it is sending the signal out of it, that signal will be taken into one lens, that is like a mirror. So it will get reflection. So that reflection is taken into the another fiber. So that is called as what, expanded beam connectors. So this utilizes the interposed optics at the joint, that is in order to expand the beam from the transmitting fiber and before reducing it to a size compatible to the receiving fiber end. The next type is what, cylindrical ferrule connectors. The basic ferrule connector is the simplest optical fiber connector design. So the two fibers to be connected are permanently bonded with epoxy resin in metal plugs known as ferrules, which have an accurately drilled center hole in their end faces where the stripped fiber is located. This is one of the cylindrical ferrule connectors. So within the connector, the two ferrules are placed in an alignment sleeve. So which use accurately machined components allows the fiber ends to be butt jointed. So you can see this particular diagram, that is a ferrule we say. So this particular diagram, please all of you make a note of it. So here what exactly happened, this is the optical fiber in the left hand side and the right hand side there is the optical fiber. These two optical fibers has to be connected. So we will insert the optical fibers in the two ends, okay, into the ferrule. So this particular ferrule, what it will happen, whatever the wave which is transmitting from the one fiber, so it will take the what do you call for that signal and it will correctly pass to the next optical fiber. So that means what, alignment will be there. So the axis will be taken and then the ferrule will act as a core inside and the signal will pass without breaking. So if anything, any mismatch is there, we can use the alignment screw also, which is being provided. So your axial spring, so that supporting will be there. So connector assembly will be there outside because of the strength, to give the strength. So alignment screw will be useful for fixing the ferrule into the to match the core axis. So that will be there always. Okay. So now typical average losses for multi-mode gradient indexed fiber and single mode fiber with the precision ceramic ferrule connector are 0.2 and 0.3 dB respectively. So this is one of the physical properties. Please make a note of it. This particular diagram, all of you. I'll give you 2 minutes of time. Please write it down the diagram. So please write it down all of you, the diagram. So now I think you people have taken this particular diagram. So once you take this diagram, please let me know. See why I'm asking you to write this particular diagram, because in examination you people may have to write the answer. So it will be a practice for you. So just listening and forgetting is not a matter here. So you need to remember, you need to do it. Okay, you need to write it. So I'll give you 1 minute of time, please complete it. So once you take this one, we'll move on to the next thing. So here in the expanded beam connectors, if you are seeing, it employ the lenses that either colliminate the light emerging from the transmitting fiber or focus the expanded beam onto the core of receiving fiber. The fiber to lens distance is equal to the focal length of the lens. So you can see that particular diagram. So that particular fiber 1 and fiber 2 are connected to a lens. So that particular lens will take the beam of light and then it will transmit from one place to another place, and after that it will get converged into a single thing, and then we are so you can take the diagram, and in the diagram you can see that how the light wave is getting passed. So now between the two lenses there is no area. That particular thing is called as what? Collimated beam, we say. So here how far we can keep the lens apart. So that will be decided by the factor called as what? Focal length. Please take note diagram all of you. So I hope that you people have taken this one. So we'll move on to the next thing. So in this particular thing, you can see that the most common fiber optic connector types. So we're talking about the most common types of optical connectors. What we have are the straight tip, the lucent connector, the miniature unit, the subscriber connector, MTRJ connector, MPO/MTP connector. So these are the different types of the connectors what we have in the RLs. What are the most common types of optical fiber connectors what we have? So these are the types. So please make a note of it. Straight tip, the lucent connector, the miniature unit, the subscriber connector, MTRJ connector, MPO, MTP connector. Okay, so once you taken this one, we'll move on to the next thing. So what do you mean by straight tip connector? So it uses a ceramic ferrule and a rugged metal housing. So it is latched in place by twisting. You can see that. So a twisting connector means there will be a provision where we can see that from one particular element on the, when you just join them and if you twist it, it will get locked. So once it is get locked, that means what, the connection is being made properly. That is what the indication. Okay, so you can see the diagram also. So here, what is the fun uses and features of a straight tip is, it uses a ceramic ferrule and a rugged metal housing. So it is latched in place by twisting. So in this particular in this particular fiber connectors, so the typical loss range is 0.2 to 0.5 dB per kilometer usually. Okay. So it is designed for distribution application using either a single or multi-mode. So what is the specialty of this particular fiber connector? It is designed for distribution applications using either single or multi-mode. Using single or multi-mode. So please make a note of it, these features, all of you. So once you take this one, we'll move on to the next one, that is the subscriber connector. So when you're talking about the subscriber connector, so it was developed by NTT specifically as a telecom connector. So NTT, the name of the company. So the subscriber connector was developed by NTT, that is specifically designed for telecom connector. Telecom connector means what? Like a landline cables. Okay. So that is why subscriber we say. So an important element of design is an isolated ferrule. So which protects the ferrule and fiber cable. So fiber from the cable stresses. So here an important element of design is an isolated ferrule, one of the important feature of it. And then it protects the ferrule and fiber from cable stresses. So this particular subscriber connector is available in usual simplex configuration. So and with the duplex adapters as well. So the first thing is what, it will be available in the simplex form, that is one-way communication. And after that, now it is being with duplex adapter as well. So for maximum density quad and 6-pack configurations are available. Quad means what? It is a four fibers in a cable, and the second thing is what? 6. The pack of 6 are available in commercially for usage. So in this particular subscriber connectors, the typical loss range is 0.2 to 0.45 dB. So and later it is used in the gigabit internet, gigabit Ethernet, so landline cable. So now you can write the features of it. Can write the features. That is first thing is what it was developed by NTT. Second thing is what its design. Okay, its design is isolated ferrule which protects the ferrule and fiber from the cable stresses. Third thing is what it is usually comes in simplex configuration with duplex adapters. So your maximum density is 4 to 6. Loss is 0.2 to 0.545 dB, and it is used in the gigabit Ethernet. Ethernet means what? LAN and cable. So the look, okay, look wise, how it look like? It is in diagram. You can see. The next thing is what the Lucent connectors. So here small form factor is SFF connectors. It is another name. So that is connector that uses a standard RJ47 telephone plug housing, a ceramic ferrule in simplex or duplex housing. So here the typical loss range is 0.1 to 0.5 dB, and this can be used in a LAN, MAN, and it is a local area network, metropolitan area network, and the wide area network. So in this particular things, we can be able to use the Lucent connectors, like the LAN cables we say. So here for your internet and all in the college and all in the college library you have seen. So that LAN cables, so to a laptop we are going to connect different cables. So that particular type of cable is an optical cable. That is what the Lucent connectors we say. So next thing is what miniature unit. So its feature is SFF connector based on 1.25 millimeter ceramic ferrule and a single free floating ferrule. So this is suitable for board mounted applications. Is suitable for board mounted applications. So you can make a note of it. See, these are the features. What we are going to discuss in this particular topic are just the features of it. So we are not going to discuss anything in detail. So just features what we are going to discuss. So next thing is what media termination. That is MTRJ means what? Media termination and recommended jack connector. So your media termination and recommended jack connector is their SFF connector with two fibers in one molded plastic ferrule and improved RJ45 latch. It is one of the feature of it. So your typical loss range is 0.25 to 0.75 dB. So this particular type of MTRJ connector will be used in horizontal optical cabling to the desktop such as MAN and LAN. So horizontal optical cabling. So here two fibers are molded in the plastic ferrule. This is one of the type of connector, that is the media termination or recommended jack connectors. So once you take on this one, the features will go to the multiple fiber, that is MPO, multiple fiber push on and pull off connector. So here it can house up to 12 multi-mode or single mode optical fibers. So in a single compact schedule. So a typical RAS is 0.25 to 1 dB. So it allows high density connection between the network equipment in telecom rooms. So it allows high density connection between the network equipment and telecom rooms. So now I can see this particular slide. So here SMA, FDDI, D4, ST, SC. So these are the different types of connectors we have. So here insertion loss we have been discussed here. So for SMA it is 1.1.00 to 1.50. So what are the features of it? Okay, so like that for everything it is been given. So we can go through it. It is just a understanding we need to make it. Sir, good morning, sir. Yes, sir. So these are the types of the fiber cables what we have. So now at this particular point of time, I will just stop the class and remaining things we'll discuss in the next class.